Dave behavior.
I know. I feel
Eating on
bad
the air. For being who you are.
Well, no, for being more like who Dave is, and that's the bad thing here.
Okay.
The bad thing is I don't have anything to snack on right now.
Oh, no, that is a very good thing. That's a very good thing. Welcome to the pre-show, everybody. This is where we're going to talk about what we're going to do on the show. Not a lot this week, news-wise. Some good comics, though. Damn, some good comics. Segment 1, we'll talk about what we did this week. What?
I said, oh, shit, yes.
We'll talk about Dark Horse, all kinds of Dark Horse. Mad Magazine, and then a few quick hits from the big two. Talk She-Hulk, of course, because for some reason we just talk all the MCU stuff. I don't know why we just do.
Well, we can also talk Andor this week.
That was going to be my segment 1. Yes, Andor.
I have only seen the first 2 episodes. I haven't gotten the third one yet. So
you didn't get to the part where stuff was happening. Wow.
Yeah, you missed out.
I mean,
you barely watched the show.
Spoilers, he dies, but hey.
Andy, well, he eventually dies in a movie, but not in episode 3. Hey, Andy.
If anything, he's the only character on this show who is immune to death that we know of,
Yeah, exactly. Got some wonderful food news. It's a mixed bag. And then, gosh, is Judgment Day number 5 on anyone's list this week?
No.
Not on my list, but I did enjoy it.
How did Captain America have his fucking shield in the egg?
Because it looks cooler, and
it
so that
looks
you know
awesome.
it's fucking
That's
Captain
his
America.
whole fucking event. That's his whole fucking event. You know what really cool?
Wait a second. Captain America got reincarnated through an egg?
Went through mutant
spoilers, I guess, but yeah.
Well, whatever. If you ain't read it, you ain't read it.
Well, I'm not reading it, so hey.
Yeah, Captain America, they say he's too important. We need him. So let's do it.
Let's make some improvements.
Anything else y'all want to add to this show? My dog's over here just a bitch.
Oh.
Other than Andor and She-Hulk, I didn't really.
Yeah, we'll talk Andor.
I mean, I went to go see how they run, but I don't really think that's worth mentioning here.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'm not even sure what that is.
Isn't that like the sequel to Knives Out or something?
Not even
close.
That's
the Onion. That's the
Glass Onion, which I am looking forward to quite a lot.
I actually am looking forward to that too.
I think that's due out like sometime next month or something, right? Or November?
It's soon. It's very soon.
Yeah, soonish.
Not up to snuff on my movies right now.
Yeah.
David, you ignorant slut.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the throwback to some old Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Classic Aykroyd. Oh man, that stupid dog. Dog has destroyed stuff. She good at that. Oh, dude, Andy talking to Andor. Dude, it does. It so does. Greetings, Geek. Welcome back. Another episode of This Geek and Comics Outright Geekeries, a comic book, a shit talk show.
Shit talk show!
Gomer Taylor, a.k.a. David, still waiting on the elusive Adam to come back. Sooner or later, he will.
I've given up hope.
No, I'm not.
This special assignment he's on is taking a lot longer.
Well, the Ukraine thing is happening.
Yeah.
And then we moved him to England for special assignment on the Queen. So
and then now he's in China.
Responsible for the big turnaround in the Ukraine lately, I guess. So at least he's doing good work.
He's doing no good work. We'll talk Andor.
And his work in China is pretty impressive right now.
Let's not. Andor, Star Wars movie spinoff.
Prequel?
I mean,
prequel to Rogue One is probably the most apt description, but
yeah, it was great. It was a slow burn. It was like a super slow 2 first episodes.
Yeah.
Although the character work was great, they were really leaning in who these characters are, where they at right now in their life.
Well, yeah. I mean, it does take until episode 3 for things to really kick off.
Oh man.
So Dave, you cut off at the worst time there. And you probably could have edited this to be like 2 episodes instead of 3, honestly. But that being said, I am still enjoying it.
I will say that I am loving the fact that they have incorporated the Corpsec into live action now.
Okay, that's fair.
Which is the corporate sector of the galaxy.
Yes. Yeah.
In the old novels, like the very old novels, predating like Heir to the Empire. There was like Han Solo and some Han Solo adventures, and he was dealing a lot with the Corsac. And these guys that are chasing Andor right now, that's Corsac, and I love that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's really cool that they're using them because, like you said, they're already established. But it's a really easy thing to sort of communicate to the audience, like what these folks are doing. But it's also kind of keeping us away from the Empire. There's Empire still there. There's definitely hints of the Empire. I mean, the main motivation of the entire show so far has been that box, and that's an Empire box.
Yeah.
So,
but it's nice to have. It's nice to have villains in the Star Wars universe that aren't necessarily related to the Hutt cartels or the Empire.
Yeah, or the military.
Well, I mean, they are still like Imperial lapdogs, so that it's like it's Imperial adjacent to be sure. But that does speak to one of the strengths of the show, which was also one of the strengths of Rogue One. That this is one of those rare opportunities for us to get further out into this sandbox, to see stuff that we don't get to see in the movies, except for Rogue One. Yeah, I really
like. And to a lesser extent, maybe the Solo movie, but we don't talk about the
Solo movie.
I like the Solo movie. The Solo movie.
Mando is getting us away from like all the Skywalker stuff for the most part. Seems like we're kind of circling back to it now, but
a little bit.
That was also an interesting new era to explore. This is one of those rare opportunities we get to see what it's like for the people on the ground during the Imperial years, especially for someone like Andor here, we get to see like the lengths he has to go through, like the paranoia he has to constantly live with in order to keep, from getting drummed out by these guys.
Yeah, being basically he's a spy, basically, for lack of a better word at this point,
He just doesn't have an organization to spy for yet.
And exactly, I think we're also seeing like the birth of the rebellion, which is really refreshing, and we've kind of seen that before.
Well, we've seen parts of that.
Yeah,
we know that at this point in time in Star Wars history, there is active cells, but they're not. They haven't
from the very beginning, though.
Well, this is for sure, though. For sure, though, this is really early on, and we're getting to see their recruitment process and take shape,
Yes, that's really interesting, though. So, we'll keep tabs on that. I mean, I don't know how much we'll talk about it. I mean, Rings of Power is going on right now. We're not talking about it, and it's fucking amazing. My mind's blown. Like, every episode is just better than the last one. I mean, what else? There's so much, dude. My old lady's watching this Dahmer thing on Netflix. Y'all see
Everybody is talking about this Dahmer show.
It's not even my thing. I was reading comics the whole time, but you can't help but get it, in the background. Holy shit.
A friend of mine at work, she is watching this Dahmer show, and she was like, I cannot believe this happened. And she's a lot younger than I am.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And I was telling her, like, yes, this did happen. This was like a thing from like my teenage years that we found out about.
Well, you old as let's do news.
I am old as fuck.
I can stop that. Anybody else do anything cool? I know Taylor said a movie, but he wasn't going to mention it. But besides Andor, do we want to mention anything else?
I'm good right now.
You're awesome, Dave. Comment. Oh, it happened, and he's like, "Oh, it happened." Yeah, I don't like to imagine like shit like that happens. I have a really bad problem. Anyway, moving on, comics. Dark Horse is in the news in a lot of ways. Eric Powell's, one of our pals,
He's kind of a local boy.
Yeah, local boy. His Albatross funny books are coming to Dark Horse with a new imprint. So,
that's pretty
Dark
cool.
Horse really making some moves to get a perennial seller. The Goon is fucking amazing.
It is. Well, didn't it also wasn't originally published from Dark Horse?
Yes.
So
the Goon. Yes.
Coming back home.
Returning.
Really.
Yeah, sort of returning home. The Goon, which is one of Eisner's and Horror Guild Awards, is coming back.
The Goon is one of those books where like people in the know, you know.
Oh yeah, and if you don't know and you pick it up, you're like, okay, I get it. It's one of these simple things.
It's brilliant stuff.
Yeah. There's going to be a bunch of new shit. Hillbilly is going to Dark Horse. Big Man Plans, which was a favorite around here, man. Big Man Plans was so fucking cool. It was just about a little person with a bad attitude, and man, he would kick the shit out of everybody. And then also, did you hear what Eddie Gein done? All these are going to get reprinted most likely in 2023 with new ongoing Goon, and who knows what else. This is now an imprint.
Yeah, I mean,
Eric Cal could bring other creators into this very, very easily.
Well, I mean, Stan Saki is bringing back Yosaki Ojimbo to Dark Horse.
I know, Dark Horse, exactly, dude. That's in my notes. Such huge waves from these guys. And then they go, the second part of the Dark Horse news this week, they have left Diamond. They are no longer exclusive with Diamond. They are exclusive with Penguin Random House. What does that mean? Nothing to us, really. They're still going to show up on Diamond's website because they, contract through Penguin Random House, so they keep doing all of this. But, yeah, dude, they're the third publisher to take their single issue distribution exclusive to PRH. Marvel did the same in 21. IDW joined them last June. It's a big blow to Diamond. Following when they shut down, during the pandemic, it started this snowball. DC left and went to Lunar, and then everyone was like, "Oh, if they can do it, then we can do it," and things just gone on and on. Image Comics is now Diamond Comics Distributors' largest comic book publisher. Is there a chance that they will move?
It's possible.
I think it's very likely, dude. I think it's very, very likely. There is no possible way that Diamond is going to be able to keep offering discounts at a rate that is effective here. Penguin Random House has the distribution arms, and they have the money now. They have a lot of power. So it'll be interesting to see. But in defense of Diamond, they have done a lot to bolster themselves, reinvigorating Diamond, Boom, Frank Miller, Aftershock, Titan, and Ablaze. Ahoy, Oni Press, Scout have chosen to go both Diamond and Lunar. I'm just saying the landscape right now is just really, really something that we need to keep an eye on.
Well, I mean, this is how it's supposed to work, right? Like,
right,
Diamond was a virtual monopoly for so fucking long, and they sucked. I mean, they
did
just, objectively bad service, but
it's true. Yep. Yeah, and that's accounted for. There are accounts of that you can find on the internet where comic shops just did not like the fact that they had to could only go to just one company to get what they needed. And yeah, this is good news, right? This is good news. Awesome, Dark Horse. We'll have news on all those books when they come to Dark Horse, obviously. Especially more Goon. All right, moving on. Mad Magazine's 70 anniversary, 70 years of Mad Magazine. They're going to have celebrities coming out for a special issue, a 56-page anniversary celebration. It's going to be issue 28 of the newly relaunched Mad Magazine. Mostly original content. Weird Al's going to do something. Jordan Peele is writing something for the issue.
That's cool.
Yeah, dude, it seems really fun. I mean, it's Mad Magazine. It's like that and Cracked. It's like,
I don't think you'll ever meet a person who doesn't know what Mad Magazine is,
Yeah.
Like, even if you've never picked up an issue, or even if you don't know, like, Alfred J. Newman or anyone like that, just...
Yeah.
It's...
Remember when it had a TV show?
Yeah, Mad TV, yeah.
Yeah, it did give us some interesting stars.
It was a nice little competitor for SNL for a while there.
It was weird, dude. But yeah, there you go. Mad Magazine's coming. We will definitely talk about that when it drops. I'm telling you, there's no news this week. There's a new creative team for Harley Quinn celebrating the 30th anniversary of the character. Teenie Howard and Sweeney Boo are your new creators. I'm pretty sure they had a story in the 30th anniversary special. I just thumbed through it really just to get to the Steven Sedgwick stuff. But yeah, there you go. Harley Quinn number 28 on March 28th will be the first issue of the new creative team for Harley Quinn. It's probably, with the animated series that she's got, it's probably the best time to be a Harley fan right now.
I mean, probably, yeah. I mean,
she's big in the movies, yeah.
I mean, she has been in 3 of the DC movies, which I think is more than anyone at this point.
Batman and Superman.
Except for Superman, yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah, I guess Superman did have a cameo in Shazam. I guess that counts.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't count that, but whatever.
Wonder Woman's been in 3 movies.
Oh, yeah, Justice League. Well, no, she was in BVS, too.
Yeah,
And
she's
she
been in 4
had two of
movies.
her own, but she had
Yeah.
2 of her own too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess Wonder
That's
Woman
4.
has the most so far, but
Yeah.
Harley's up there with all the more quote unquote main characters.
Yeah, she's got her own movie with the Birds of Prey, and then both Suicide Squad movies. And wasn't she in something else as well?
I think she was in a cameo in in BBS.
I know they mentioned her in the Justice League Extended Edition.
I think she was
But
like
I
in a
don't know if she
flashback
was
scene
there.
in BBS.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
maybe.
think so.
Yeah, I get those movies so confused.
I don't watch them, so
I like them.
What the fuck are you going out on a limb here with?
He
Like,
really
I
is.
think he was.
I've watched. I don't.
He's like,
watch
I know
them
no one else has
religiously.
seen
from
them
a
either,
position
so
of
it doesn't
complete
matter.
ignorance. I have
Yeah.
seen it. I don't remember her being in it.
Yeah,
I remember there was
whatever.
a scene with like the Joker and her.
Remember what? You just said you didn't see
I
it.
think that was in Suicide
Joker
Squad.
wasn't in BBS, you dimrod.
Yeah, he was in Justice League, the Snyder Cut of Justice League, in the end. Anyway, moving on.
Kool-Aid
Harley
lips.
Quinn. We'll talk about that eventually. A couple new Marvel books we want to touch on. Crypt of Shadows #1. Werewolf by Night, Man-Thing, a lot of mystical characters. It's an anthology story. Elsa Bloodstone, Morbius, with Halloween right around the corner. This is what we're getting. This is what they're sending us. Crypt of Shadows #1. Al Ewing, Chris Condon, Chris Cooper, Danny Lore, Rebecca Roanhorse, and Adam Warren, all writing with Roman Box, Karen Estarbao, Fran Galen, Ibrahim Mustafa, Jeff Shaw, and Adam Warren. Again, October 19th, just in time for Halloween, I think.
I mean, it's
Looks
as good a
okay.
way to do a Halloween book as any,
Yeah. I do not need another horror anthology story. Okay, I know they're hot right now. We're going to talk about probably at least one in the reviews, maybe
This was
2.
probably like the biggest way they could try to synergize with the Werewolf by Night movie that's coming out.
Exactly, 100%. Werewolf by Night is going to be a huge part of this. I love little Laura here. That is so cool. Taking on the Man-Thing. So yeah, there you go. We'll talk more about that next month. And also next month, a double dose of horror. Spidey, Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man. You heard it right. It's Taboo and B. Earl from the what's that band? Come on, that band.
Black Eyed Peas.
The Black Eyed Peas. Juan Ferreira is doing the art in it, and the art looks really fucking good, dude. It looks like a freaking MC Escher piece. That's just wild.
Yeah, that is got a lot of cool style to it. Kind of looks like a Spider-Man version of Arkham Asylum or something.
Sure. But yeah, just a really fun style with the art. Looks like a book that they're just really going to have a lot of good fun with. I'm down. 100% I'm down. At least the first issue. So, and that's all the news. Again, we're kind of between conventions right now. Give us another week or two, and I'm sure there'll be more news. But right now, we ain't got shit. We can talk about She-Hulk, though. Great episode. This was my favorite part of it. I am a sucker for a polka dot sundress. And damn, girl. But a little bit funny and a little bit taking the overall plot and sort of spinning it on its head. Because the whole thing has basically been about how does Jen live her life, having to deal with She-Hulk. And in this episode, she was kind of leaning into the fact that She-Hulk is a celebrity. And when she got there, her friend was like, no, it's my day. It's my wedding. I don't want She-Hulk here. And then, yeah, it sort of just kind of spiraled out of control like she does in every episode.
Well, it kind of was what Jen wanted, is not to be separated from She-Hulk. And then,
yeah, but still.
But she does the opposite this time, where she plays into being She-Hulk, and
like she can't win. She can't win.
She can't win. And also, I mean, we did see in the last was it the last episode or the week before, but where she's using like the She-Hulk name to get Tinder dates and stuff,
Yeah.
So she is starting to adapt to this is part of who she is now,
Yeah. We did get a great Mr. Immortal, finally.
That probably was my favorite part of this
finally
episode.
A GLA member.
Was the B plot here, yeah.
I really enjoyed that, actually.
But yeah, I really enjoy the show for things like that, for the Mr. Immortal shit. It's like this little shitty corner of the universe. Mr. Immortal, everybody knows who he is. Even if you don't, his power is really fucking simple. He just doesn't die. and them sort of playing that, with the whole "till death do you part."
Yeah, that has been a real strength of the show, I think, where like they have the opportunity to do some goofs with like the bizarre
Yes.
nature of the world they live in. Like, you have like the light elf who's going around scamming people. You
Yeah.
have Mr. Immortal who needs a
Is
divorce
doing the same
lawyer,
thing. Yeah, scamming people, right? But that also is kind of leaning into a lot of the other tones and tenors of the show. This scumbag dude just taking advantage of it, using his power to take advantage of people. There's been a lot of that.
I did like that. I did like that conversation between him and the lawyer where they were laughing, like, you just can't bring yourself to have a conversation.
Yeah, dude, and the show is funny. I mean, people are whining about it. I get it. It's not the MCU that they were expecting because it's totally different than anything else they've done.
Man, we are 6 episodes in. If you have not enjoyed the show, it's just not for you. You can officially stop watching now if you aren't enjoying it.
It's a nice change of pace. Enjoy it.
I
enjoy it a lot. I love this show.
Yeah.
But
people
just hate watch, and I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand hate watching. I do understand people wanting to follow a franchise that they like, but eventually you've just got to give it up and say this portion of the franchise just isn't geared to me.
Yeah, I mean, we've reached the point where there's I think especially if you haven't been like watching it for like the 10-ish years that it's all been happening now. Yeah. There is too much for you to just be plugged into everything. You gotta pick and choose. But yeah, I hate that we are steering the conversation this way over and over again because I do like this show quite a lot, Yeah,
I'm having a good time with it, dude. I'm having a great time with it. It's fun. Again, my only beef is I wish the episodes were longer.
Well, a shorter runtime kind of fits into the whole like sitcom vibe we're kind of getting with you,
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the few MCU shows that breaks the fourth wall.
Well, and that's a comic book thing. Yeah. She-Hulk's been doing that before Deadpool was even conceived. I think before Rob Liefeld was out of grade school. Just saying. She-Hulk's been doing this.
Before Rob Liefeld forgot how to draw feet.
Yeah. All right, food news.
Yummy.
We got a double dose. You get to decide which one is good and which one is bad.
I feel like if it's worse than last week, I'm just out, man.
It'd be really hard to top last week, dude.
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Okay, what we got?
Pepsi is introducing a line of s'mores-themed sodas, colas, based on the s'mores, the campfire, whatever.
Treat. The eternal campfire.
A chocolate, a toasted marshmallow, and a graham cracker. Now, to me, that does not sound like the s'mores collection. That's like saying I have a cake collection, and here's an egg flavored, a flour flavor, and a sugar flavor.
Yeah, it was. I guess they just did not think it tasted good if you tried to combine them all. Which
people are.
I'm still not feeling a lot of faith in this here, but
people are going to do it. They're going to want to mix all three of these together in the ultimate Pepsi shot.
Well, they're probably counting on that. You have to buy thrice as much Pepsi, right?
Yeah, they're actually only giving them away to 2,000 lucky fans. They're already gone. Maybe eBay, y'all. Maybe eBay, and you could be gross on eBay.
All right, so if you had to pick one, which one would you pick?
Oh, if I had to pick one of these three?
Yeah.
I would have to go with the marshmallow.
I was thinking that too, yeah.
I think it would actually taste good. I can't imagine chocolate.
I guess it'd been pretty solid.
I have had chocolate Coke.
Yeah, right? I've had chocolate soda before, and I did not care for it. I can't.
Sonic makes chocolate root beer.
Oh, well, Sonic, you can just add anything to anything.
Yeah, you can
Sonic
do that.
Or chocolate root beer is fucking delicious. It really, really is. But yeah, go ahead. Please go ahead.
I'm kind of leaning
and chocolate do go together. That's true. It is like a caramel,
but not in a soda.
But isn't the Coke flavor like a kind of a caramel, a take on caramel? The traditional soda flavor.
Coke initially was meant to be a cough syrup, just like
delicious.
Pepsi. And Pepsi was meant to be.
I love
Pepsi
syrup.
had the history of Pepsi was it was something that they used for a temperance movement that was before Prohibition.
Oh, okay. Don't drink hard liquor. Drink soft drinks.
Yes.
Instead of hard drinks. Okay.
Yes.
What would you go for here, Dave?
I'm kind of leaning towards the marshmallow myself. I've had chocolate sodas, and depending on the not not name brand chocolate sodas, but there are some good chocolate sodas out there.
Yeah.
The graham cracker, I'm not feeling it.
Dude,
Well,
I don't even understand.
Yeah,
that.
I'm having a hard time imagining what the graham cracker one would even taste like. I mean, I could see it maybe working, but
no,
I feel like marshmallow
though,
is the safer bet for sure.
Yeah. With that said, Pepsi is disgusting no matter what you put in it. So,
well, I would never pick Pepsi over Coke. I'll say.
I find Pepsi to be too sweet.
Thank you. Second bit of food news: Sonic is bringing back broccoli cheddar tots.
Holy shit!
What?
I love broccoli and cheddar.
Well, we got a favorite one. Yeah, I prefer these two over the Pepsi, even though it is weird.
I mean,
what?
It's weird. This is a weird thing.
This is a broccoli tater tot. Is essentially what it is.
No shit. No, it's
Thanks
weird.
for breaking
I've never
it down
of it.
for us, Dave.
Yeah, no shit. This motherfucker. What's got the recipe? No, I don't understand what it is.
Now, I will say, I think that this could probably work. Broccoli and cheddar kind of go. That's a staple.
And then you're frying
wrapping it in
potatoes.
a tater tot. I don't think that would make it worse, but it's like a convenient way to pop it in. The only thing that makes me hesitant here is that it's coming from a fast food place.
That's the problem. Thank you. And if I was at a restaurant and this was on the menu and you're like, oh yeah, our chef.
Yeah, I could make this an appetizer. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's $2.19 for a small order starting September 26th through November 27th.
Oh, so that's tomorrow.
Sonic app users can get early access right now. If you can't wait till tomorrow.
Like, the more ingredients they pack in together, the less I trust the fast food restaurant serving it to me,
Yeah, I'm going with Sonic Tots too. You know what my favorite thing is? Chili cheese tots.
Oh,
I would not mind, putting a little bit of chili on these.
I wonder if you could order them like that.
Oh, you can order them anyway. It's fucking Sonic.
I mean, you can get both,
They'll do whatever you want at Sonic.
That is true. They are the most pliable of the fast food places.
Well, you've already recommended chocolate root beer from Sonic.
Oh, it's delicious.
I'm just a basic bitch. I just get cherry limeades at Sonic.
Yeah, I used to get
like
Sunrise
vanilla
smoothies,
Dr. Pepper,
which was like a breakfast milkshake.
Vanilla Dr. Pepper is good. I'll cop to that.
Vanilla DP is good. I'm not a fan of Dr. Pepper though.
I love Dr. Pepper.
Vanilla DP sounds like a bad thing in your search history there, man.
It really does. I always get an orange cream slush.
Ooh,
that's what I always.
That's another classic one too.
It really is. Banana cream slushes are almost as good. Very fucking good. Strawberry banana cream slush, you might forget who you are after drinking it. It's so good. Anyway, we could talk about Sonic drinks forever. Oh, that's the wrong video. Do we want to do top 3? Oh, I pushed the wrong button. What a banner week for comics this week. There were so many. I didn't know what to choose. I will give, I don't know. I want to shout out Nightwing, even though I'm sure it's on Taylor's list. Because, God.
It's on my list, yeah.
God, it was good. But Axe, Judgment Day. Can we talk about this steaming pile of fucking garbage?
I'm enjoying it.
This was a great page. Dupe. I love Dupe.
That was a good poll, yeah.
It was. But why do the X-Men still have a jet? I don't understand that.
Because there's some members of the X-Men that can't fly?
That seems like an obvious explanation.
They gotta land, though, but they gotta land, though, before they can fight. This is folks going out and fighting. Right? I don't know. Anyway, I had a lot of problems. I just say,
the jet can shoot missiles,
Oh, that's true. That's true. But man, I could not get over this. First of all, this sacrilege. All right, they kind of allude to it in the book, but this was sacrilege. You're not allowed to resurrect humans who aren't mutants, right?
I mean, that's not one of the laws, though.
It's not a law.
Himself said
You're right.
that it's
really
just more of a custom. Their only laws are don't kill humans, respect Krakoa, and fuck each other.
Yeah, make more mutants. Well, no, it's not necessarily fuck each other. Because Mr. Sinister, that's why he's doing what he's doing.
I was joking, man. Let's just move on.
But no, I think that's actually a good point that Mr. Sinister has like this loophole for doing all the weird Mr. Sinister shit. He's like, you told me to make more mutants.
I mean, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a damn about loopholes. He's going to do it anyway.
But he is literally on the governing body of the laws and everything. But I did have a problem with Captain America's shield being with him in the egg. Unless
the panel doesn't work without it.
I know, it doesn't. Honorable mention this week, Public Domain. Yeah, very good. And Shirtless Bear Fighter. Both fantastic books. Andy, good call out. Here's Bear Fighter.
But I will say, just for Axe number 5, though, the thing I enjoyed the most was that moment where that one of the human POV characters they've been giving us sits down and has a conversation with Captain America. I thought that was
very genuinely
heartfelt. Yeah,
no, it was really well done. But again, I don't know, man. Something about this event that is just not sticking with me. I am not having a good time.
I just like that things are actually happening in this event.
I know. I still am enjoying Dark Crisis more. I don't know why.
We're just on opposite trajectories. We're just going to have to agree to disagree about it.
Yeah. But there's a lot of other books we could mention. But I will mention my number 3 book this week is Vanish, number 1 by Donny Cates and Ryan.
That's in my top 3.
Nice. Where you got it? Number 1?
Number 1.
Nice. Dude, this is a fantastic book.
Oh, yes.
Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman are one of those teams that anytime they're together, you know exactly what you're going to get. It's Michael Bay. It's Michael Bay in comics. Just a big ton of fun. The story is kind of weird. There's like a magic angle. There's a revenge angle. There's a superhero angle.
It's kind of Harry Potter hated Hogwarts.
It's Harry Potter hated Hogwarts. That's a really good way to explain it, man.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's like a love letter.
Number 3 is Vanished this week too. Awesome, dude.
It is a love letter to 90s comics in a lot of ways.
Yeah. But it's it's updated and it's grittier in a way where you feel bad for the antagonist. Back in the day, they didn't give our antagonists enough problems, right? In this, our protagonists and our antagonists all have legitimate reasons to be doing what they're doing. This superhero team thinks they're doing the right thing.
But
you know what I mean?
Twist.
But the twist.
With that twist.
Yeah. So big sprawling pages here, really fun detail work and design.
I love that.
Stuff.
I love this particular panel right
Yeah, he's killing the magical guy, but he's like, yeah, I got something that you can't stop, magical guy, and he just shoots him with a fucking gun. And that does feel very 90s, like David alluded to. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited to see more of this. And it was also really good pacing. He fit a whole lot into these 30 pages.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of story, a lot of world building in this.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Excellent. Taylor, honorable mentions and number 3.
For an honorable mention this week, I'll do Avengers number 60.
It was fine.
Yeah, Mark Russell. Yeah, he wrote a Russell issue. It was really cool using Hawkeye as our POV character here. It's really interesting to see the Celestial comes to talk to him, and Hawkeye just seems completely unimpressed by it, or he's at least taking it all in stride.
My favorite part of the book is it starts with him having blood on him, and he needs to get the blood off. And then by the end of the book, he's like, "Wait, what do you mean? I just killed that guy. I just got all his blood off." So of course, Hawkeye failed.
No, he succeeded.
But that's what I mean. He failed by succeeding. That's part of what the whole story was to me. How can you judge me? How arbitrary judgment, how all judgment is really arbitrary. There were a lot of deep things.
Yeah, this issue was mostly just Hawkeye waxing philosophical about morality and what it means to do good things, and if it's really even truly possible to, do good in the world. And they come to it's kind of a downer book, but also kind of uplifting, because they ultimately come to the conclusion that yes, you have the capacity to do better tomorrow than you did today, and so that does make it worth doing.
Exactly, dude. So yeah, nice little one shot.
And a mailbox can't do that.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It was funny, as well as being a big morality tale and heartwarming and leaving you questioning things at the end. Yeah, pure Mark Russell genius here. I could have done without the Greg Land art, but whatever. Anything else? Honorable mentions?
I'll leave that at that for honorable mentions. My number 3 this week is going to be Avengers Forever number 9.
Oh, nice. I did not read this, Carol Core.
These last several issues of Avengers Forever have been great ways to kind of get at the core of some of these Avengers mainstays. Like a few issues ago, we had the Captain America guys all training to like get out of they were at boot camp trying to escape from their jail cells, and you got to see an insight. Like the thing that makes Captain America is how he uplifts those around him.
Yes.
And then like the last issue was really more of just like oh, that's fucking cool type of thing, but it was Thor just learning to be Iron Fist basically.
Yeah.
Just like fighting against those. But this one's about Carol, and Carol's central feature is that she was born to fly. Yeah. And I love the way that they frame it, where she's in this world where she's like enslaved, and there's like a phoenix cult, and anything that flies gets shot down.
Oh, wow.
They have her tied down so that she can't try to escape, but she finally overcomes it and is flying by the end of the issue. And it was a cool breakdown of the character.
Nice. Cool. Oh, that's your number 3?
That was my number 3.
Awesome. Good choice. Dave.
Alrighty.
Honorable mentions, top 3 or number 3?
Honorable mentions. I'm going to go with Crashing, number 1.
This did not go the direction I thought it was going to go.
It just
didn't.
A lot going on in this book. And by the end of it, I was kind of like, is she working for the mob now? But overall, I love.
She's working for like the villains, the super villains.
She's working for the super villains at the end of it, but she's like trying to save the lives of, essentially, like there's a Superman-esque character, and she like was trying to check to see if the eyes are dilated or something, the pupils, and he still had like his laser vision going.
Yeah, even though he got hurt.
Even though he was like unconscious.
While this is a book about a superhero hospital and the struggles, I mean, there's a Superhuman Registration Act in this. It's really hard into a lot of comic book superhero tropes, even more recent ones. But really, the book is about her dealing with addiction.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting that. Still very well done, just not what I wanted to read in a book about superheroes. You know what I mean? Superhero hospital. That's what I wanted. But
yeah, it's like a more grittier version of Night Nurse.
Oh, it's a lot grittier than Night Nurse ever was yet.
Yeah. And my other honorable mentions this week is essentially the same book, Creepshow and Stuff and Nightmares.
Yeah, Creepshow was solid. Stuff and Nightmares I did not like as much, but it was pretty good.
I couldn't put either one of these in my top 3 because essentially they are kind of the same, or their content is essentially the same.
Yeah.
But this Creepshow by far had the better artwork.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Great. And I love the fact that they had like the Marty McFly guy.
Yeah. Oh, look, Andy's number 2 this week is Creepshow. Excellent. Yeah, and I love the backup in Creepshow with like the kids' birthday party, and they hire like a costumed, animal actor, but it's actually a monster.
Yeah, I love that.
It was very rad, very cool. It's just a lot of fun.
And they defeated by.
And the kids defeated it. Oh, it was fun.
It was great. It was like they defeated it like they beat it to like a pinata until it popped.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. My number 3 pick is Public Domain.
Oh, nice choice. Nice choice. Great issue, man. This book's retired for me now. Every issue is just better than the other one. This really sets up the foundation for everything else that's going to go on.
Yeah, this whole coming fight between the dad and the former partner. Essentially, like the people that own the movie rights to Public Domain or the domain have like thought, well, they've got one over on this guy, and the sons are up. One of the sons is upset because his father got the publishing rights. Now he called it fan fiction. There's a whole lot of dynamics going on in here, and it's just my favorite moment in this was when the 2 gambling goons come to shake down. One of them breaks down because the older brother
doesn't like guns. He doesn't
like
gun.
He's anti-gun. He like has a nervous breakdown when the older brother pulls out a gun on him.
Yeah, it was very well done. Again, this series might as well be retired for me, dude. Every issue I could choose. My number 2 over to me. I really think there's going to be some overlap here. I couldn't help it. This issue was one of the best issues written by Jeff Darrow that I have ever fucking seen.
That is my number 2.
Jeff Darrow writing art, just damn. I mean, okay, Jeff Darrow fills all of his shit with commentary, right?
Yeah.
Like MAGA, Fox Noise, since 2016. NRA is bitching. He's got a swastika here. I mean, he's just filling the book full of all of
like
this
the
social commentary.
OKKK and all that.
But then he creates fight scenes like
And this thing is like the next 4 to 6 pages.
Oh my god! The only thing better than this, as far as sequential art this week, was Radiant Black. But I'm not into Radiant Black.
I think this was much better than Radiant Black.
But dude, I'll show you Radiant Black. It was Radiant Black. What is it, number 16? We're up to. Yeah. It was all one big page.
It was really nice, but it was just.
See that, Taylor?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I think that's 2 and 3. Anyway, it's all one big page. The whole comic, just says one big page. But yes, this is, in my opinion, right? And I have read a lot of Jeff Darrow. This is the best issue he has ever done. It's amazing, dude.
This is top tier Jeff Darrow. This probably will be in like my top 5 Jeff Darrow books, but this whole thing where the Shaolin Cowboy is just like working his way through all these guys, and these are like the goon squads that keeps everybody away from the big boss.
Violent. It's
it
so
is
detailed.
Violent.
It's so well done, dude. Look at that.
Yeah.
The sequential art in this is amazing. It's amazing.
It is a visual tour de force, and
it really
that is
dude.
That is Jeff Darrow in a nutshell.
Yeah, I loved it so much. Yeah. So that's my number 2. That's Dave's number 2 as well. So Taylor,
my number 2 was Exterminators, number 1.
This is gonna be really easy. Exterminators is my number 1 book of the week.
I
Williams and Carlos C. Gomez.
I did read this. I enjoyed it. It just didn't break into my top.
No, this is awesome. We're ending with you, Dave. The next book. We only got one more. Oh no, I guess Taylor gets a number 1 too.
Well, it's Nightwing, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, go ahead.
Exterminators is fun. This is just like high octane, like what the fuck is going on? Let's put all these explosive superheroines up against like a big like mob of monsters,
Yeah.
I love the dynamic that the characters have with each other. They're
having fun.
I like the scenarios they find themselves in where like they put Jubilee in a monster truck and they put like Boom Boom on a fucking raft in the middle of like Monster Lake or whatever. And I also love it seems like they come off as genuinely friendly with each other. I just like
dude.
Like Jubilee says, you look like Barbie exploitation or whatever. You look like what was the one she said?
I was like, "What are you doing, Jubilee?" And she's like, "My best, Allison. My fucking best."
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
That was fun.
And then Wolverine shows up at the end, of course. But the tagline for this book is "Grind House of X," and that's perfect. It was over the top. It was violent. It was irreverent. It was sexy.
Oh right, this is the thing I couldn't think of. You look like Glinda the Good Witch's porn parody.
Yeah, just very creative, fun writing. Doesn't fit anywhere in the rest of the X.
No, this
even
is
in the rest of the Marvel universe. They're not doing anything else like this.
The only way you could even tell this was set during the Krakoan era is that like Jubilee does say that one time, like, why are we bothering with this? Just if we die, we'll just wake up on Krakoa.
Exactly, dude.
But then they're like, yeah, but then we wouldn't remember this. We wouldn't get the bad guys. Like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Just a whole lot of fun. Again, they are not doing anything like this anywhere at Marvel, not even close at DC. Maybe some of the Harley and Ivy stuff is getting close to this sort of tone. But yeah, dude, I had such a damn good time. And everything is just so bright and beautiful. The art, it's just really well done. Man, I mean, I'm going to read it again as soon as we're done.
There's a movie that this kind of reminded me of, and I can't think of it right now. There was a movie, 80s horror movie I'm trying to think of, and there were just scenes from that in the comic that reminded me of that.
Well, you got about 10 minutes to.
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. All right, so that was Taylor's number 2?
That was my 2,
and that was my number 1. But it was Dave's turn, right?
No, it was Taylor's turn. But you
number 2.
You
that
said
was my 2.
Shaolin Cowboy.
But yeah, that was Dave's 2 as
well.
That
was my
right?
number 2.
So we are.
Terminators was your number 2.
No, Shaolin Cowboy was my number 2.
Was your number 2.
So we're back to
number
me.
1
yeah.
For Taylor.
Yeah, your number 1 was already mentioned. And
Exterminators, great book. And then
Nightwing number 96 was my number 1.
Jesus, what a fucking book.
Yeah, I mean, this is wrapping up the story arc that's been going on since Tom Taylor has taken over this book, and it was a really satisfying conclusion.
It's a perfect comic book issue, man.
Yeah, I mean, the fight scene between Nightwing and Blockbuster here, speaking of sequential art, like, this is some really rad shit.
Dude.
I love that panel, especially where he just like lands on his fucking face, you know?
Yes.
And like, I don't know if you have it in here or not, but where he like kicks him out the window at the end.
I do not have it. I wanted to make
but yeah,
room
I was
going
to mention this.
I wanted to make room for this one.
This was a really clever way to do this. Like,
yeah, using the comics code the way it was meant to be for, shutting down shit in a book that's rated PG-13. Just so well done. So smart.
It was also a really good way to kind of keep in with the theme of this book, how like Nightwing and Oracle have shown how, like, yeah, thugs, you have been fucked over by this guy too.
Yep, let me show you his true colors.
Yeah, right. His dickery has come back to bite him in the ass in the most inopportune time.
Smart. Just so smart.
Yeah, like,
go ahead.
I love the sense of community where like the townsfolk are the ones putting out the water, like the superheroes show up to fight the fire, and it's like, oh well, they got this handled. Yeah, and it even does a good job setting up the future conflict here, because that Heartbreaker guy is still.
I lost that one too. But Heartbreaker. Well, it
conveniently solves the whole Blockbuster knows who Nightwing thing is now, but I'm okay with that.
Exactly. But here's our thing. What is Heartbreaker? Is his name Heartbreaker or Heartless?
I don't think it's Heartbreaker. It's Heartless. It's Heartless. You're right.
Heartless.
Sorry. I got it wrong.
I knew it was either a Kanye song or... Never mind. Anyway, I'm not sure what he does with these hearts. Do we know what he's doing with them?
He said at the end it's going to be my heart now. And I'm like, oh, that might be a new piece of information.
So is he going to be the new Blockbuster?
Maybe. It's hard to tell.
And if he's the new Blockbuster, does he also get Blockbuster's memories?
Tom Taylor has been teasing this guy since the beginning, but we still don't know anything about him.
We know nothing.
I think really good story
that's just this character.
I'm sure we will eventually. And it's been interesting kind of seeing him show up more and more and more as it goes along.
But great.
The kick-ass fight scene, really good like
villain
themes
moments.
Like
smart ways to get over on the villains.
That was genuinely very funny, and I love the whole themes of working with the people on the ground who are the victims here and having them rise up to fight back, in this case by fighting a fire.
Yeah. But my absolute favorite part of the issue is more Dick and Babs.
That was great. He does the whole
so good.
He does the whole broody it's not safe for you to be with me anymore. And this was her response, and that was perfect.
It really was. She's like, man, I ain't never been safe. All right. And then, they have this great moment, where they embrace, and she's got her hand right on his ass. Because that's what you do when you hug Nightwing. You get in a piece of ass. All right. Just little touches to the art that shows that this team, Tom Taylor and Bruno,
I love how they snuck that in for
entwined.
a really sweet moment. And she's going in there.
She's grabbing her a piece. Yeah. The only
couldn't blame her, but still.
The only thing negative I can say about this is there was not enough of Haley, the dog. The dog's name's Haley, right?
Zero Haley, if I remember correctly.
Zero fucking Haley. I was very upset about that. We need a Haley issue. Just one issue of what Haley was doing during the fight with Blockbuster.
I want to be surprised if we get it eventually where we get a Haley's Day Out or whatever issue.
The great thing about them finishing this is basically like the first arc almost of their
essentially
run.
You could string it together into 2 or 3 volumes, I think, but this is the closing act to something that's been building for a while now, and I think they nailed it, so that makes it my number one.
They've earned, it's definitely a great. If this book wasn't retired on my list, it would be my number one this week too. Is a perfect comic book issue. But I think Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo have earned the clout where they can do whatever the fuck they want with this book, and I am here for it. I'm very excited.
Man, who would have thought 2 years ago that Nightwing would be a consistent favorite? I never gave Nightwing or Bloodhaven the time of day before, but man, this is good shit.
Let me tell you this, same thing with Suicide Squad. I'm not a big Suicide Squad fan, but when Taylor took over that book, I picked it up and I fell in love with that Revolutionaries team that he had created in there. Same thing with this book. I don't give a fuck about Nightwing. I don't care. Now I do. Now I legitimately give a shit about
his stock in the Bat family rankings has really risen a lot because of this book.
It really has. And that's not to say he didn't have his fans. Same way Gambit.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean,
Gambit has a lot of fans too, but
he's one of the only Robins with his own book for a reason. Yeah. But for me personally, like, I've never been as big a fan as I am right now, and that's all thanks to this book.
Yep. All right, that leads us to Day's number 1, which I think he's already mentioned.
Which was Vanish.
Vanish, number 1. Fantastic book, a whole lot of fun. That's the end of it. That's it. Man, there were a lot of other good books. Let me see what else I got in here. That FF book was solid.
Yeah, that's a pretty good book. It was a nice little, like, jumping on point, honestly, because it does kind of just go through the whole, like, here's who the Fantastic Four are, and here's their, like, character traits and things like that. Except for Reed. Reed wasn't really in the issue, even though he narrated it. But
New Mutants number 30, a little bit of a downswing because it was like this big anniversary issue.
It's an anthology, but it's pretty well handled for an anthology. You could tell that it came from a place of love, and they, especially after you read like the letters that Ayala wrote at the beginning and at the end. It's a damn shame that this was her last issue, though. I mean, I'm gonna miss her. She was great on this book.
Yeah, they're great, man. So, but we're still gonna read that book. Shameless plug, Andy. Come on over to the Outright Geekery group. Definitely do it. The guy who runs it is Andy, and he is fucking great.
Cooler than any of us, for sure.
Yeah, it ain't any of us.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's us, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. We really appreciate it. Check out our pals over at the Comic Book Bullies. They're going to be doing a show on this channel later on tonight. Definitely, tune in and check that out. If you don't know where they are, go to outrightgeekery.com. There are links up there to everything they've got going on, everything we've got going on. News, reviews, pages for social media, video stuff. I mean, merch. You name it, it's up there. Go check it out. We would really appreciate it. We're going to do this again tomorrow. Probably just me and Taylor. Dave, I think we'll have to work.
Yeah, that's my week to work.
We can only handle so much, Dave.
Exactly.
In a week,
we only get an hour a week anymore. I don't know what we do. But tune in then. We're going to be talking about all the new books coming out this week. And there's some good ones. They are some good ones. So, again, thanks everybody for hanging out. We really appreciate it. But most of all, thanks to these jokers for hanging out with this joker.
Always fun.
Good times.
We are going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
I'm glad it wasn't Talk Like a Pirate Day again.
Arrgh!
Drop that out of nowhere last week.
Yeah. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't talk like a pirate any day. Okay?
I mean, no one's stopping you. Talk like a pirate all.